Hi everyone, this is the Ask Annie podcast, Horse Girl reviews on products you use. Hey everyone, this is Annie with the Ask Annie podcast.
And this is Katie from the Beyond the Saddle podcast.
We're teaming up to bring you a special bonus episode.
We know that a lot of the world right now, definitely the United States, is under quarantine or isolation or social distancing or whatever word they're using for it now. And so we just want to reach out and send you guys a little bit of love and a little bit of light and inspiration.
We reached out throughout our audiences and pulled together some different tips and suggestions on how people around the equine industry are coping and staying motivated towards their equestrian goals.
So we've collected audio clips from people all across the country, and we've asked them to just give us a little bit of what they're doing to stay motivated, to keep busy, and to stay on top of their goals. So here's a couple of clips from horse owners across the country that we think you can relate to also.
Hi Annie, this is Maggie up in Alaska. Here in Anchorage, we're on a hunker down order from the mayor, so I've been working from home. I'm lucky enough to have my horse Zephyr in my backyard, so we've been exercising together every day. We've been keeping it interesting and trying some new things out. I introduced him to ground driving for the first time today, and I was so super impressed with how well he did. I'm a huge fan of the podcast. Keep up the good work. Stay healthy. Bye-bye. Staying busy with my horse is the easy thing during this time. I'm lucky to have the horses in my backyard, and that's the part of my routine that stays the same. I'm able to ride them and still work towards my goals, even though some of my goals have shifted from 2020 goals to 2021 goals now. I'm able to still go out and ride and spend a few extra hours with them, which is so unbelievably nice, and I think it's every horse lover's dream to be socially isolated with just themselves, maybe a dog, and their horses.
As someone with close ties to the equestrian industry, I've already seen a lot of my friends whose businesses have been impacted by this virus, where show cancellations mean loss of income, not only for trainers, but also organizers, show photographers, and everyone else affiliated with that event. Many trainers are getting creative and utilizing technology, offering virtual riding lessons, and some neat things like that. Fortunately for me, the barn where I board my horse is remaining open for the time being, and I can still get out and ride, so that's a bit of a silver lining. Being able to spend some quality time with my horse really helps cut through the stress right now.
Hey, this is Carly. To stay active during this social distancing time, I've been taking my dog Chance down to the river that we live next to, and we've just been taking some long walks, which has been helpful for both of us to get fresh air as well as stay active.
In addition to the insights from horse owners, we were also able to gather some feedback from the National High School Rodeo Queen, McCarty Kelly, and the Miss Rodeo Colorado, Haley Fredrickson. Here are their insights.
Hi, I'm McCarty Kelly, your National High School Rodeo Queen. Something that I have learned from the COVID-19 pandemic is that when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I am fortunate enough to live in the Utah mountains where I can go outside and ride my horses in the mountains and get them into shape. I am also using this time to prepare myself mentally, physically, and spiritually for the upcoming rodeo season. I am so blessed to live this agricultural lifestyle where I have the opportunity to go outside and spend time with my family, my horses, and be on the farm.
Hello, my name is Haley Fredrickson, and I am Miss Rodeo Colorado. And how I'm staying busy during these crazy times right now is I'm actually starting these new video sessions. They're called Miss Rodeo Colorado's Kids Corral. They're weekly videos where I do story time, I bring on special guests, and I teach fun facts about rodeo and agriculture here in our state of Colorado. And I also have a fun activity for kids to do at home. This is just my way of reaching out and hopefully bringing back some joy into everyone's home. I think we really need that right now. And it's important to continue to stay present despite the circumstances. So make sure to follow our Facebook and Instagram page and tune in every Wednesday for a new video and activity to enjoy. And how I'm staying motivated is, in addition to my videos, I've also been able to ride and study quite a bit. So if you don't know what it takes to be a rodeo queen, it takes a lot of riding and a lot of studying. So this just makes me a better representative for Colorado and a more confident contestant for when I go to compete for the title of Miss Rodeo America in December. This is all helping me stay motivated and make me even more excited to get back into the rodeo run.
We also heard from the King of Queens, as he's known, Trent Johnson, owner of Greeley Hatworks. These are the words of inspiration that Trent has.
Hey, how's it going? Trent Johnson here with Greeley Hatworks. We are very fortunate to have customers that care about our staff and have been keeping us busy. Just to update you all, we've moved forward with hat production, and to keep everyone safe, we've created 2 shifts for our hat makers, a morning shift and an evening shift. This way, hats can still be made and our team can maintain social distancing and feel safe here at work. We hope everyone out there is staying hat healthy during this time, and we can't wait to see all of you when this is over. Thanks for everything, and remember, there's enough headaches in life. Don't let your hat be one of them.
Next, we heard from Jennifer Wood. Jennifer is a principal of Jump Media, one of the world's leading public relations firms specializing in equestrian sport. Jen is also the founder of Equestrian Businesswoman, which brings like-minded equestrian women entrepreneurs together for camaraderie, support, and networking, as well as education at their annual summit. Jen had some really good insights on how this is affecting their events and how they're planning on moving forward.
At Jump Media, we are seeing the effect that this unfortunate pandemic has had on our clients across all areas of the equestrian industry. For some clients, like Palm Beach Equine Clinic, it's business as usual because they are deemed an essential business and remain available for appointments and emergency services. For our training operations like True North, Stonehenge, River Hill Farm, and Spring Ledge, they've had to suspend or reorganize lessons due to the social distancing guidelines and even some states that have shelter-in-place guidelines. With the Olympics and Paralympics postponed, the USET Foundation remains committed to U.S. equestrians' high-performance athletes, and they're adjusting their 2020 plans. Depending on the cause, nonprofits can be hit especially hard or called on to assist even more in a time of need. Our client, Day Zen Farm Horse Rescue, is educating people on their services in this time of need and preparing to help when situations change for horse owners. Horse shows that are running in the summer are monitoring closely on what the federations will mandate, while clients like Washington International Horse Show and the Royal Horse Show that host events in the fall are also watching the situation and discussing if and how to adjust their qualification standards. We've also got clients that make products instead of services, so they are having to look at their supply chains and the possibility of shipping delays and other problems that crop up in times like this. The impact varies, and we are committed to figuring out creative solutions to help sustain their business as they navigate this challenging time.
We also heard from Thea Larson, and you can find Thea as an influencer on Instagram with Thea Does the Things and the Cowgirl Diaries. And Thea talks a lot about what it's like working from home, since that is kind of her everyday and all of the great things that she puts together and building community. So this is what she has to say.
Oh my gosh, I have learned so many lessons, and I have so many, a flood of things that I could share about working from home effectively, most of which I have learned the hard way by messing it up. But if I had to make 2 major suggestions that have helped me a lot, especially just with getting my mindset right, is every night I pick up the house, so I start with a clean slate, so I'm not wading through clutter, and that is like dishes, laundry, just the big stuff, so things are basically picked up and clean. And also, I try to put on makeup and get dressed every single day, and it's not like I don't wear a lot of makeup, but it just makes me feel a little bit more official, like there's work to be done. So those are my 2 very basic help you get to work and be productive during the day. That's about it.
Next, we heard from Brittany Johnson, the manager of a boarding operation in Loveland, Colorado. In addition to Brittany's voice memo, she also gave us these comments. She says, "I've elected to close my barn to boarders effective April 1st to combat the spread of COVID-19. The horses will continue to be cared for, but no one will be allowed on the premises for the foreseeable future. I'm determining if I can find 1 or 2 days a week to open the barn to boarders to visit their horses, so long as they wear gloves and practice adequate social distancing." Here are Brittany's thoughts.
Hi, Annie, and those that listen to the Ask Annie podcast. My name is Brittany Johnson, and I operate a boarding facility in Loveland, Colorado called Golden Fields Farm, in addition to showing reining horses and ranch riders. I'm happy to report that most of the operations at my barn are normal. We are, of course, prepared to shut down in the event that a shelter in place is implemented in our area, especially after the news of Denver implementing a shelter in place. But fortunately, happy to report that my clients are able to come out to the barn and exercise caution and social distancing, but still able to enjoy their equine partners in this time of uncertainty. The biggest impact to my life with horses has certainly been the canceling of horse shows. We show pretty consistently, and we're planning to attend the Novice World Championships with the American Quarter Horse Association in April. Those have been canceled for 2020, so that's the biggest impact to my life personally with horses. But of course, just looking forward to the next time that we can show, and excited to attend the World Show in November. Everyone have fun and be safe out there, and look forward to seeing everybody as soon as we can all quit social distancing.
Great quote on Facebook that was something to the effect of, like, while we're all really disappointed that all these shows are getting canceled and we can't really kick off our show season like we want to, now is like the perfect time to reconnect with your horse and remember, all those things when you were a little girl of like why you fell in love with horses, and ride bareback and braid their mane and tail. And I just think that's so cute, and it's really good advice. My heart goes out to everybody that is affected by this, to the point where their barns are closed down and they can't go see their horses and ride. I'm very fortunate to have them with my family, and I can just walk out the door and go and be with them. And it definitely provides that sanity that you feel like you've lost touch with the world a little bit and they reground you. So I'm sorry to all you who cannot.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in the opposite boat because I keep my horse at a boarding facility, and they're trying to cut down on spreading the disease and keeping everything clean. So they have limited us to going out there only for emergency situations. So it's really rough, but I'm hoping that with everyone sheltering in place here in Colorado, that I can go ride soon and get that back, because I'm really missing it.
Emmy Soika, who was in Beyond the Saddle episode number 2, she's the volunteer manager at Hearts and Horses, which is a therapeutic riding center in Colorado. She speaks to this as well and talks about how even if we can't physically be with our horses, we have to remember that that's still what connects us, and that's the common thread to our community, and really speaks to how important that community is. So this is what Emmy had to say.
There's a great quote by Fred Rogers going around. When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, "Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping." I stay motivated by figuring out the little ways I can embody this idea. As a volunteer manager, I know my volunteers are struggling to figure out what they can do and how they can stay connected. So how can I connect them to community resources, to each other, and most importantly, to our herd at Hearts and Horses? Therapeutic riding is all about recognizing the value that a relationship with a horse can have on our human mental health and sanity. We could all use a little help right now, and our horses, even if we can't physically be with them, can still serve to keep us grounded and be the common thread that connects us to the people around us, even if it's a digital connection.
So at the beginning of this year, I met Sarah from the National Reining Horse Association at the Art of the Cowgirl event, and she was just full of light and just positivity. And she has shared a little bit of that light and positivity with us. So give her a listen.
I think one of the best things about the Western industry is everyone, male, female, young, old, whatever your circumstances are, we are all tough as nails. But I think the flip side to that is we often don't pay enough attention to our own mental health. We're told cowgirls don't cry or toughen up or get back on, whatever it might be. But I think this time in our world, it's really a time to check in with ourselves and, look kind of deep and see what we need during this kind of crazy time we've never had to experience. Maybe for some it is an extra hour of productivity. Maybe for some it's taking a nap or a walk or meditating. But whatever it is, I think it's just such an important time to check in with yourself and see what you need and reach out to others and be able to communicate what you need from them, from this distant time we're all in. But I just think it's a really amazing reset. And I know it's scary and there's a lot of unknown, but I think there's a lot of good that can come out of it too.
Brandon Johnson from the Arabian Horse Association and Beyond the Saddle episode 11 also chimed in on how the Arabian Horse Association is working to keep their members connected and reminding them that it's their love of Arabians that is their common thread.
Hey everyone, this is Brenna with the Arabian Horse Association, and the way we're dealing with COVID-19, really having to change our mindset and focus on how can we provide our members with things online, or how can we get them to relate to each other online. So really changing to a very much online atmosphere and seeing how we can still interact and keep our members engaged.
Next, we heard from Megan Berg, the owner of Flying M Photography, and she shares an inspirational quote that she uses all the time, but is especially applying to these challenging times, and how it's keeping her motivated and keeping her achieving her goals.
Things always look better in the morning. That's what my grandmother used to tell me. So it's something that keeps me motivated in this kind of weird world we're living in. Another thing that keeps me motivated is having time to do all the things that we quote don't have time to do. As far as productivity goes, I still am keeping a list and working through it like I would any other day, while taking small breaks to love on the dog and the cat or veg a little bit, which has actually improved my productivity.
It's really heartwarming to see how our community is coming together and uplifting each other and finding inspiration and positivity and light in these dark times. But we have to remember that this too shall come to an end, and we look forward to the summer and when all of our events are back on track and all the fun things start happening again. So we leave you with Kaylee Leffler, and she works for the Greeley Stampede, which is a rodeo and concert series here in Colorado. And she talks about how she's working from home like so many of us are, but we're also looking forward to the fun times ahead in summer.
Hi, this is Kaylee from the Greeley Stampede. I've been working from home for a little over a week now and just been trying to maintain a routine while I'm working from home and working hard on our plans for the 2020 Greeley Stampede. Other than that, I've been trying to take a walk at least once a day. I've been reading a lot, playing a lot of board games, and just trying to do as much with this time as I can.
Well, thanks everybody for listening, and we hope that these different insights from around the industry really helped to bring you some hope and also show how people around the industry are dealing with these changing times. And at the end of the day, we're all in this together, and we're all going to get through it together. And at the end of the day, just love your horses and be thankful for the equestrians in your life.
If you don't already, be sure to follow both Ask Annie and Beyond the Saddle podcast for more inspiration and fun interviews and product reviews during this time. If nothing else, we can sit around and dream about our horses together, so keep on riding.
Thanks for tuning in. Learn more about the Ask Annie podcast by following us on Facebook and Instagram at Ask Annie Podcast. Have a suggestion for a product you'd like me to use in an upcoming episode? Email me at askanniepodcast@gmail.com or leave a comment on any of our social media pages. Find even more Ask Annie episodes anywhere you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and many more. The Ask Annie podcast is a production of the Equine Podcast Network, an entity of Active Interest Media and the Equine Network.